Whoa, ho, ho, ho. Yeah. Somehow it always seems that I'm dreaming of something I can never be. It doesn't matter to me, 'cause I will always be that pimp that I see in all of my fantasies. I don't know your fudging name, so what? Let's screwing might be the only way that I can truly be free from my fudged up reality. So I dream and stroke it harder, 'cause it's so fun to see my face staring back at me. I don't know your heckin' name, so what? Let's make love. All day I dream about sex. Dream about loving. All day I dream about loving. All day I dream about sex. Yes, all day I dream about sex. And all day I dream about sex. Yes, all day I dream about sex. And all day I dream about sex. Yes, all day I dream about sex. And all day I dream about sex. Yes, all day I dream about sex. All day I dream about sex. Dream about loving. Oh, 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 oh. All day I dream about sex. All day I dream about loving. Dream about sex. All day I dream about loving.
This is Xbox Era. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything Xbox Era does is only made possible by our community and the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our executive producers and MVPs are an amazingly generous bunch, only shown up by the incredible support of our grand benefactors, Cryat56 and Assassin Entertainment. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely Xbox Era CEO, Torn Raptor. This community is the best one on the internet, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era and pledge your support.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xbox Era Headlines. The date is May 29th, 2025. Today, myself, Ursel, and Jesse will talk to you all about the latest gaming news from across the industry. Green, red, blue, whatever color PC is, you name it. And as a bonus for our wonderful patrons, we'll make an audio version of these episodes available to them via Patreon for their use in their preferred podcast app. And if they're on Spotify, they can link their account to Patreon and listen to it within the app. If you want to become one of these Patreon legends, simply head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. So one thing you'll notice right away, John's not here. If you check his Twitter, you'll see where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of exciting.
Yeah. We spent a little bit of money. It's nothing crazy. I'll throw it up on screen in a sec. So he's at the UK Games Expo, and he's showing off Console Wars and trying to get people interested in buying it, both commercial and business. And so here's the booth. It's a hell of a lot better looking than our Gamescom one. It's an actual booth with walls and everything.
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And a wall of tape is where we started.
Yeah. So we
got expensive wall of tape.
We got the tables and chairs set up for the actual thing. We've got the actual booth set up to talk to people. We've got walls is a big thing. So he'll be there all weekend. If you're in the UK and you like gaming expos, you can go there. You can try the game out. We've got a lot of copies to sell. Which, if we sold all of them, would go an incredibly long way towards helping the website and pay for it going to LA and shit. It's very nice. Yeah, the booth babes will be there. They set it up. They just didn't have them in the image.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I was looking. For them.
Bart and Fox, and I'm sure. Oh Christ, Cat. Man. Yeah. Everything hurts. In a busy week.
What was I gonna say? I apologize for starting late. That was all me. Jesse told me a week ago. I told him yes. Totally forgot, and I covered in from the morning shift. He messages at 9. He's like, "Hey, there's a lot of news today." I checked the channel. I'm like, "I don't see any. I can help you post it. I don't see any." And he's like, "No, for headlines." I'm like, "Oh man, can we delay that?" But we're here, and it is a pretty news-packed couple of days.
Yeah, I deleted 5 things. There's been so much.
Though before we dive into the news, a quick reminder again that Console Wars, as we're talking about, is available for purchase straight through Amazon. I actually ended up playing a few games with my family. My sister's fiance popped by from New Jersey, and my niece was there. And I played with her, 9 years old. She kind of won the first game. I was playing for her, admittingly, like a decent bit. But the second game, I didn't play for her at all, and she knew everything. This game it's pretty intuitive, man. It just starts, and now she's bugging me constantly to play it. Either way, Console Wars is out. If you're interested in a fun party game, 30-minute games, give it a shot. And now moving on to the first news of the week, and one that concerns me. I'm
gonna show this off real quick and say thanks for sending it. If you saw my post on social media yesterday, that is King Arthur from Tainted Grail. Including his little metal
Oh.
poster and stuff. He is enormous.
They sent you the entire statue?
The whole collector's edition. The box
Holy
is right
crap.
down here. The box was fucking huge. Yeah, it's he's very big. He's like 15 inches tall. So they sent me that just for the hell of it. They weren't like, hey, cover this or say this. It was just like, you want it? And I was like,
Tainted.
okay.
You reviewed Tainted Grail, right?
No, I played quite a bit of it, but I wasn't able to get a review done in time because it was about a week and I was doing 3 other things. So it was just bad timing.
It was a long game.
Yeah, I got like 25, 30-ish hours into it. I got through the first zone and a half of 3 zones.
Yeah.
But yeah, wasn't enough time. And unfortunately, late reviews don't tend to really do anything. So if I get back to it, it won't be for a while.
Sense.
I'm doing the altars right now.
Nice. Looking at the Nightreign review, sometimes reviews right on time don't do much either.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of, so Elden Ring Nightreign is releasing, I think, tomorrow. The review embargo was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Reviews are out. I played this game for review. I'm still going to play it. I need to play online with a group of friends or just matchmaking. I literally got my access, I think like 25
It's
hours
mostly
or
John's
something.
fault.
25 hours before embargo went live. I could not play with the group. The game also does not have crossplay, so it's even harder to find people only with an Xbox to play with. But I played it as much as I could, all solo. The game is a mixed bag.
You can play it solo. You probably don't want to.
Yes, exactly. And they advertise that you can, that it's balanced, that mob HPs are reduced, and I don't doubt that. Chances are they do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to kill a boss or 2. But at the same time, the entire game is designed around multiplayer play. It's designed around going in really quick, getting what you need.
It's pretty much a speedrun game, which is very much an antithesis to Souls-like. So it's a very different thing.
Friggin' in multiple, I mean, the gist of the game, you can watch my review, read my review. It's just you enter the island, Fortnite style. You hit whatever you can your way to the center, which you only have maybe like 15 minutes until the ring starts closing in. And if you're underground trying to get like upgrade items, you're screwed. And one of the warning tips was literally like, don't get caught underground when it starts closing in. I'm like, what the heck? A lot of this game kind of feels like your lessons you learn are through really frustrating ways. Like, oh, okay, all right, I guess I can't do that. Or I start fighting a boss and then I kill it and I'm like, oh, this is just one of 3 because there's 3 people. And all 3 bosses are here, and I have to kill all 3. I'm on the 3rd one. Ring starts closing. I have to leave. Oh, there goes 10 minutes of my time. Right? Stuff like that. It's very punishing, not in a good way, I want to say. And dying permanently loses you a level, which doesn't sound like much, but when like a level costs like 5 minutes of farming or killing whatever you want, it's a really big deal.
Yeah.
To the point where I kind of hoped I had like an exit run option because I'm like, okay, my run's chalked. Like I'm screwed. I lost 2 levels. I'm level 3 going into the fight. What's the point?
Yeah, and only the host gets progression, which is insane.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yep.
Like
the meta progression for the remembrances.
I think I didn't get to play multiplayer yet, but I did notice that Xbox did pop up saying invite party members or thing came up. So maybe they aren't.
I do think it is easier now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only thing they've modernized is just it not being impossible to invite your friends.
In the network test, it was still the same. Use a password.
Mm-hmm.
And in the information they gave us, they still also mentioned use a password. No mention of invites. So I got to check and see if that works. I'll be honest.
Yeah, not having crossplay, like being fully multiplayer focused, that's fine. But then your multiplayer systems have to be good. Like if they're not good at that point, then
Seriously.
I don't know what else to say.
Really intriguing in terms of like you get different passive buffs depending on what you build, what you pick up off the ground, but like you got to change your entire like soul play style. You have to use consumables, which I never do. Right? You need to, rather than trying to like, I always play like a 2-hand greatsword style, and I tried forcing that into most of the characters I played. Now you need to play the style of the character you choose, which the game became more fun. Like the first time I've actually played a range build in any Souls game. Very interesting. Very different kind of game, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
this is probably the one to try it in.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think you have unlimited arrows in the other games, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
They're cheap to make, but like the good ones can be a bit of a pain, especially early on. Once you go through them, they're just gone.
I'd say if you're a big Souls fan and if you really like the Souls multiplayer, and you have a couple of friends, because there is no duo queue. If you queue with 2 people, they randomly matchmake you with a 3rd person. again, it really feels like the balancing for solo wasn't really done. They clearly didn't care about twos. They designed the game only amongst the threes. And some of the reviews I read, even with the threes, the game was still frustrating. You know, like
it's best with 3 people if you're in the same room. Because any type of delay is really rough. But obviously you're going to have that on Discord and stuff. It's a difficult thing.
That, and I also heard like play with people at your level of Souls. Like they need to be as good as you are, or I guess as bad as you are. Well, either way, I'm gonna play it more. Look for my final review, which will probably be pretty short. I'm not gonna lie, maybe like 5 minutes on like Monday or Tuesday, because I'll just talk about the multiplayer. Hopefully, finish an expedition completely, because it is next to impossible to finish a full expedition solo play. I'll tell you that much.
We'll have to be done by Wednesday because we're flying out to LA late next week. Thanks to all you fine folks. Also hoping to go to Gamescom, really not expecting to without some form of huge luck, or because it's super expensive, but we did keep the PayPal up and it's in the description. I'll throw it up in chat again. If you want to give anything to it, please feel free.
I imagine John should be going to Gamescom for sure.
Yeah, it's a short punt for him, but then it still comes down to renting a place for a full week-ish.
Yeah, that's all I could.
I think like one of the hopes would be, because it would actually be amazing to have a booth for Console Wars this year to sell it, because people wanted to buy it last year.
Yes,
but those booths are thousands of dollars, so it's not.
I still remember people looked at it so weird and we're like, "Oh, we can't sell any. You need to."
Yeah, we're doing a Kickstarter. Please back it.
Even Gamescom was like, "Wait, sorry, you're not selling anything? Let's check and see if this is allowed."
Yeah, well, we got a little tiny space. We didn't have walls, but now we'd actually be properly set up. It's just a lot of money and it's a lot of time. It also means like John can't do much press stuff anymore. But it'd probably be worth it because it's tough being in the games industry coverage-wise. But
but that is Nightreign. Look forward to the channel for some more coverage on it. It's fun. It's will it be the next big thing? Maybe. I feel like it's a little too difficult for like the big casual audience are going for.
And I still haven't heard anyone say this is what you are going to continue to do for a long time that's going to keep drawing you to it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a big part of these games. And I don't know what From's post-launch support plan is. It's only one map, which is cool for like a month or two. Then players will expect more and blah, 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 and things like that. I will say the character design is really cool. The character variety is really cool.
Yeah, their art stuff is always amazing.
Yeah, and the music is fantastic. Like right away, it's they always kill it there. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Next up, Jesse, this is a game you reviewed, correct?
Yeah, I got a couple. Simulator. You know, I did Spray Paint Simulator, which is coming to Game Pass today, tomorrow, I forget.
Oh, damn. That's ridiculous.
It's kind of the antithesis of something like Spray Paint Simulator, which actually just got its final patch, the Muckingham File 6, because they're coming out.
I mean Power Wash Simulator?
Power Wash Simulator just got its final DLC today. So this one's coming to Game Pass. Spray Paint Simulator. You get tape and paper. You mask off all the areas you're not painting. Then you paint within the lines. It's a relaxed game. It's cool. Very long on some of the levels. Like I did.
What the heck?
Did a bridge. Doing the bridge was like 5 hours because you have to get every. You got to get every angle. It's like Spray Paint, or it's like Power Wash Simulator, where you've got to find every nook and cranny.
When I was in like elementary school, we were talking about like iodization and rusting and stuff, and one of the examples was like the Ambassador Bridge. They're like, they start painting it, and by the time they're done painting it, they start painting it again. Like that's how long it takes to paint this thing.
Yep. So there's like 7 total levels, I think. The last 3 or 4 are very long, and the campaign just brings you through, says, hey, paint it this way. But there's also a free play mode that has co-op where you can paint it however you want on each level. So there's a little bit of replayability there. It was a lot of fun. I think I gave it a 7. It's exactly a 7 on OpenCritic right now. Going to be in Game Pass. The music's a little repetitive. It's good, but there's like, I don't know, 8 tracks and they just repeat. So it's a really good podcast game.
And this has no relationship to Power Wash Simulator, right?
Small dev making their own thing. There's 9 trillion simulator games. So, but the Power Wash Simulator devs are putting out Power Wash Simulator 2 later this year, I think. So
yeah, I remember that trailer.
Yeah, and the other thing that I did, which is doing quite well, thankfully, when so many other things struggle, The Division 2 Battle for Brooklyn. It's a $15 mini expansion, as they say. I beat it in about 6 hours, and when I said that in the review, people got really mad, saying, this isn't 6 hours, I beat it in 4. I was like, okay, cool. You can go watch my stream. I literally streamed the entire expansion.
Oh, it is doing pretty well. That's nice.
Yeah, no, that is doing well on both the website, and it's the whole being first thing again.
Yeah.
And I streamed the whole goddamn thing this time without stopping for anything. The whole thing is right on our channel in a live stream, so you can go watch it and not yell at me pretending I didn't do it to get mad.
$15 for 6 hours isn't bad,
Yeah,
especially
and-
if you're
and
like a fan of Division.
And it adds extra stuff. You can, like, so much of it is just go back and keep redoing it to get more things. Like, people are going to want to play the final mission a bunch to get the exotic that's only in there, because this whole thing's about fire. The cleaners are there. They got the new purple flame. If they damage you with it when your shields are down, it eats your whole health bar until you use an actual healing item. So you can't just heal back up. It takes you back to Brooklyn from the first game, showing some of the iconic areas people remember. I don't know. It's a good excuse. It's $15. Unfortunately, it does not include the season that's out with it. But the season that's out with it is only 100, different cosmetic items. So they still get the free track
it's
on
like a battle
that.
pass kind of.
They've had the seasons for a while, but the seasons also used to give like a whole storyline. All the guys you thought you killed in, so pretty much the story of the Division 2 happened. Then they did Warlords of New York, I think, 2 years later, because they had stopped doing anything. Then people bought it on sale, said this is amazing, started playing it so much, they spun a team up, did Warlords of New York, much bigger expansion. Now 4 years later, they're doing Battle for Brooklyn because people are still playing it, and they're kind of setting the story up for the Division 3, which they have said they're making. So I'm very happy.
Okay, yeah. I mean, with Ubisoft, as long as people are playing the game, they'll keep supporting it. Like,
They keep supporting For Honor, who thinks of For Honor, but it's got a really dedicated fan base.
Also, just watching your review for this game, bro, these blue lines don't mean anything, huh? The blue tape. You're just painting way over them every time.
Oh, yeah, no, that's just the paper.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It's just the paper to do whatever. But also, one thing with Spray Paint Simulator, you have to fine tune. It can feel fine on controller. You just have to fine tune it. And it's got a bug on PC where every once in a while on your mouse you just jump 5 feet. And it happens all the time, and it drove me insane. So I played on controller everywhere. Yeah. So
okay, all right.
We have had we do a lot of reviews. We do a lot.
Yeah. Even Monster Train came out this last week.
Yep. I know there's been like 10 on the site total between written and ones that have videos. But yeah, the Division 2 still doesn't have crossplay or cross progression. It came out just before Ubisoft started making that a feature in all their games, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on, it's 2025. What game would release now without crossplay, right? Like
one built by devs stuck in the 2000s. But it is in Game Pass, but the PC Game Pass version is just Ubisoft Connect. So you don't share your save. You can't play with each other. It's like John was like, I'm going to load it up on PC. I'm like, you're not going to be able to play with me on Xbox if you do. And plus I gave him an Xbox DLC code, so it wouldn't have worked there anyways.
Oh, for the Division, right? Yeah, makes sense. The Division released like way before.
It was 2019, I think. It was a few years before they really went in on everything. But it looks and runs fantastically on Xbox. So
okay, moving on. In more somber news, if you guys remember that Black Panther game that was announced, like 2013 or something?
It was a couple years. No, it was a couple years ago. About 2 years ago.
I think 23 was when it was. But there's a report that EA has canceled their Black Panther game and also, sadly, closed the studio making it Cliffhanger Games. This the reason why they went to quote unquote off sharpen our focus and put our creative energy behind the most significant growth opportunities. These decisions are hard. These affect people we've worked with, learned from, and shared real moments with. We're doing everything we can to support them, finding opportunities in the EA, blah, blah, blah.
No. Their change from EA to Football Club and the dwindling success of Apex Legends are what has pretty much killed all these. Like, these games didn't do anything wrong to be able to make them. None of these were because, it's just not working out great. It was pretty much all because Football Club didn't make what they were expecting, and Apex started really losing a lot more money. And I know Ecstasis says stuff. I don't care.
Codemasters, really?
But no, the Codemasters things we kind of already knew because a couple weeks ago when we had a similar story for them firing hundreds of people, They
Yes.
also then immediately followed that up with canceling everything Codemasters makes. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think the newer news is it might be like closing their actual studio building and having people like remote and go and work on other stuff. Kind of like the Bethesda
EA
companies that, or the Bethesda devs that didn't have their own stuff now. They just went and worked on ESO, like whatever their name was called.
But EA did the whole back to office, or didn't they? Like complete back to office.
They say that, and then they've got people that are only remote. The entire studio is only remote, so it's mainly a hey, if you don't want to do it as one of the people who could technically, you can quit. Wink, wink. Soft layoffs.
Oh yeah, these are the guys that made the WRC titles, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, now WRC is back with Nacon.
Yeah, yeah. It might be a licensing thing. Even with Black Panther, I'm sure that's an aspect to it.
Yeah, because you got to pay Disney a lot of money to use their licenses.
Yeah.
Phil's talked about it before. We've seen the stuff with Spider-Man where it's like 20-ish%. It's crazy. Like, they sold 10 million copies and they have to give away like 2.4 million copies worth of money.
Unlike this slate of the MCU has changed a lot in terms of the last few years, right? That could be an aspect of it too. Maybe they're not expecting a Black Panther movie anytime soon or whatnot.
There's Black Panther by EA, and then there's Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra, featuring Black Panther and Captain America. And it's like, it's weird because they also have the Iron Man game, which now people are worried about with the Dead Space team. So it's like, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hoping that doesn't go through. Actually, that looked further in, I think, right? At least
I think they were almost the same time.
Oh, flip. Yeah, not a good time for a superhero IP with Wonder Woman being canceled too.
Well, it is, and Wonder Woman is even crazier because they own that and they don't have to give anyone any money. But WB is their own mess. But EA's issue is EA's management. Yeah, it's not the people working there. It's not the games they made. Their management's just really bad, but they don't get fired.
Expectations are too high. I guess the FC change and the loss of FIFA license really did hit them pretty hard. I didn't think it would. I'm not gonna lie. I thought people wouldn't really care. The game's a game, but I guess not. The FIFA name means a fair bit.
Oh, it's just what people are familiar with. They'd be like, "Well, what happened to FIFA this year?" I don't know. That's one of the hardest things is getting it out there. Like most people don't know Console Wars, the card game exists, and that's why we're out there trying to promote as much as we can without having any budget.
Yes, and marketing has a high budget for a reason. It's hard even when you have millions of dollars to let people know, let alone zero. But yeah, that's Summer News. Hopefully, they do find as many employees as they can places in EA because EA still has a lot of jobs. A lot of
you
things
just be stuck working on seasonal sports titles nonstop.
Yeah, literally. Well, Respawn's up to something, right? We'll see. Oh, the next Battlefield. That's Respawn. Yeah.
Yeah. And led by Vince Zampella. So, well, it's DICE, but the lead of the Battlefield franchise is Vince Zampella of Respawn. But the actual development is DICE and I think Criterion and a whole bunch of teams work on it because of all the different aspects.
Do we know what Respawn's working on? Is it
Jedi 3.
Game? Right? Yeah. Okay. Conclude the trilogy, right?
Yeah, and the one that was canceled was the supposed Titanfall extraction game.
I'm okay with that being canceled. If they gave another Titanfall game in Titanfall universe and it wasn't a friggin' Titanfall 3 or something, then like people would have rioted. Like, I'm okay.
Titanfall 3 would never make any money with the way they do things.
Exactly.
They killed the second one when they put it out among their own thing in COD. It was very stupid because it was a better game than both of them, but it didn't matter.
But okay, all right. Moving on. This is relevant, of course, to Xbox gamers, players, and fans. Xbox's CoPilot for gaming beta starts today. This was yesterday, and I could not find it. By the way, I tried a fair bit.
Yep, I installed the app. It was not there. I wanted to burn a few forests down to have it rip off information from websites. I know some people are like, "Oh, they're going to get stuff directly from the devs," and it's like, no, they're not. There's no money in that.
Yeah,
they will want to. Like the main way most of this goes, I'm assuming within Microsoft, is you have to find out a way to push AI to consumers because right now it's mostly just people drawing pictures and dumb shit that we can't make really any money off of. So we need to figure out a way. How are we going to pay for all of this energy we're burning to generate this copyright theft? Because that's so much of AI and the things it learned off of in many examples, not the stuff for coding that really helps developers and people and stuff break down things, like when it's just going in and reading your code and helping you figure it out. Cool. That's
or
actually
like basic
useful.
math, things like that.
But the all-encompassing AI that they keep talking about is mostly used by people to make stupid copyright free music like I did, or make their awful goddamn pictures that people then all think look like shit. And it's all trained on other stuff and this type of thing. Oh, it's going to use Bing searches to look up questions. So it's going to go to, say, IGN, who has a guide on almost every game. It's going to get the answer. It's going to give you the answer, and IGN doesn't get anything from that. And it will just continue, because that's like the thing that really hurts with Google. Google AI scrapes everything, puts up a summary, and then you don't have to click the page. And you don't click the page, and so they don't make any money. Yeah. And I know people hate the time it's ads, but it's the only way. Yeah, it's the only way it can exist, and it's really bad at actually breaking it down. So I'm not hopeful for this one. You can go over their talking points if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of two minds with this. When they first announced it, I actually was relatively optimistic, because I do think this is like a...
But if the developers actually did put in work to be like, oh yeah, this is what we think could really help people, and it can pull from that, and it's not pulling from other people's work. Cool.
Yes. A lot of this relies on hypotheticals like that. Like, if it doesn't just steal everything, if it doesn't do this, then I'm cool with it. Even though you're right, the LLMs are built off of stolen data.
Yeah, like and
every single one.
How would they make money off of this?
I mean, if they're making this like a selling point for their Xbox hardware or their software, even, right? Like, hey, you play on
your phone,
whatever it is.
It has nothing to do with anything else. It's just your phone, anyways.
Well, no, it's phone initially. They wanted to do second screen
they'll add it into more, but it'll be part of the CoPilot laptops. Like, this is a CoPilot enabled laptop and all that shit.
Exactly. And the next Xbox console, whatever it is, will certainly be CoPilot enabled.
They will advertise that for sure. I want to see why my light keeps turning on.
Yeah, no worries. I'm of two minds of this. I think I've been on the podcast before saying, like, there is a lot of relatively useful use cases for this. Stuff like, hey, I haven't played this game in 6 months. Can you give me a recap of the story up until where I am right now, like by looking at my game? That'd be really useful for me.
The battery's still at 100%. Standby mode actually works.
Damn. Okay. All right. I think Xbox has so many developers that if they're able to like just take data directly from the developers themselves, you know what I mean? Their internal scripts and things like that. And if they use that as a way of helping people, hey, where's this? Where's that? Can you mark it on my map? Things like that. It is extremely useful for gamers. That does mean, though, that the industry gets hit again. Yeah. For sure it does.
Because the only thing that makes any money right now consistently is guide work.
Yep. And if guides get hit and targeted, even if it is more easier for consumers or for gamers to access this rather than taking their phone out, Googling, swiping through a bunch of ads, blah, 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 right? Like, it is detrimental to that. Now, is that something that should be prevented, or is it kind of just this is the way the industry's going and you got to do something else? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, I'm a little iffy on that.
It's just the gaming coverage industry is moving more and more to crowdfunding, because it's really the only way. That's why we love our patrons, like, say, Mort in chat, and It's Finn, and so many others who are in there. Who went to patreon.com/Xbox Era and joined for as low as less than a cup of coffee a month.
Is they have a lot they need to prove with this before it becomes something. I think people will be like, okay, all right, fine, I get it, right? Let's see what they do.
They're in we really need to figure out how to make this consumer friendly outside of just making dumb pictures and stuff.
Literally.
And having said, and like Facebook's whole, they're going to be your friend group now. It's like, oh my God, Mark.
Oh my God. I hate
Satya Nadella talking about how it runs my whole life. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're unbelievably wealthy and supposedly smart. That sounds really creepy and weird.
It's investor talk, man. It's like we spent billions of dollars on this.
He is red-pilled on AI, running his calendar and breaking down his Slack conversations and shit. I'm like, oh my God.
It's I do hope that, like, in whatever June showcase, they do not have a demo of this. You know what I mean?
Cannot imagine. So I think we're not at that point yet where the money people can force it. They would probably want to, but I do think Xbox runs this.
If it was old E3, they might have. The old cringe heavy and
the one that's actually, especially the old one that was fully focused at the industry and not consumers.
Yes. For those ones, I feel they might have done like a really cringe demo of it, working or not working. Ugh. Either way, we'll see. This isn't new information. Microsoft announced this months ago that they're going to
Yeah,
bring
now
this
it's just
to consoles
supposedly
and stuff.
here, even though it doesn't
It's
do
not.
anything.
It's not. I looked for like an hour this morning. I'm like, I installed the app. I even checked the APK number and blah blah blah. It's not here. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing. There's actually nothing different in this beta app. It is the exact same app. It's weird.
Exact same thing. Okay, back to more positive news. If you're looking for a Doom the Dark Ages t-shirt,
Doom the Bark Ages, buddy.
yeah, fair. And also want to donate all that money to charity, then go ahead and buy, the Doom the Bark Ages t-shirt.
I did.
Right now, until June 11th, 100% of the net proceeds are going to be donated by Microsoft to Nebraska Humane Society, Seattle Humane, and Montgomery County Humane Society. Honestly, a really worthwhile cause.
Yeah, and they are also, it's the 32nd anniversary of Doom, so they are donating exactly $32,000 to each of those charities as well. From
that's cool.
Xbox and Bethesda. So they had done this Doom the Bark Ages t-shirt, I think, at last QuakeCon.
Yeah.
But it was just for people there, and now it's up on the Bethesda store. I think it's $35. All the net proceeds go to them. Shipping is dependent on where you live, so it was about $5 to me because I was close to their fulfillment center. But I know someone in California was closer to like $10. If you've got any of those things, I can find you coupon codes. There was one that got me like $7 off on on there. So I did order one. I'm hopeful, but not expectant that it would show up before I go to LA.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I think I might get one for like my sister or something. Either way, I mean, whenever anyone says, "Hey, by the way, this is just for charity," I feel like so much freer with my money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now it is the net, not the gross.
Yes.
So it's whatever extra that they would normally keep goes to the charity.
Yeah. So they're not making any money off of it.
Yeah.
That's fair. Which means, they're donating all profits to charity, which is for charity.
Puppy charity.
Yeah. I still need to play Doom Dark Ages. I'm still need to play a million things. Holy crap!
It never stops.
Literally, like
that's why I jumped right into the altars because I was like, half the time between it coming in and me having time before it releases will be in LA, so I really got to get onto that one.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Switch 2 will require a day one update to work.
We know this because multiple people have gotten their hands on it already and tried to use it.
This is not new for consoles. I'm pretty sure all the major consoles had this. Xbox,
I think PS4 and 5 did work it out, so you don't need it anymore. So it is Xbox One.
Even PS5.
I think so, yeah. Xbox One, Xbox Series, and now Switch 2 all require a day one update to work at all. Oddly enough, that guy who always flips out about Microsoft and their online DRM is like, well, maybe they'll patch it out eventually. It'll be fine.
Oh my God.
How
transparent can you be? Dude?
It's anyone with this company and what they do is just, it's very frustrating.
Yeah. But Switch 2 is locked behind a day one patch. Let's see whether they do remove it, patch it out later for,
It would still be a part of everyone they've made, which is going to be like 20 million of them. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I think this is pretty standard now for consoles moving forward.
It is. That being said, I do hope they don't require like a sign-in to do so. You know what I mean? But I feel like they might.
Yeah, they probably will. They're trying to push NSO real hard, as our next few stories talk about.
Switch 2 is launching next week. Holy crap.
Does not feel like it.
At all. I even have one pre-ordered, and I wasn't sure if I was keeping it or not, but I guess if it's next week, might as well take a look at it. Huh. Okay. Coming up next, still about the Switch. There's either two things. Nintendo announced with the trailer that their Nintendo 64 emulation is getting a CRT filter and a rewind feature only on the Nintendo Switch 2. In other words, it's also paywalled behind NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, which, sure, it's not super expensive, but these are relatively basic features.
You can't play those games without it and the expansion pack and stuff anyways, for the most part. Yeah. So they've paywalled a lot of their older BC, like the Switch. Yeah. They've also got, they're doing more updates. There's 12 free, and there's a whole bunch that are probably like $10 to $20 for getting a Switch 2 version of games.
Oh, yeah.
But having a CRT filter and the rewind feature that you're adding in, but you only added in for the new one is just so weird because it's Nintendo 64 emulation.
CRT I could understand a little bit because it is surprisingly heavy. For some reason, something as simple as CRT filter takes a lot of resources. But the rewind feature, dude, it's just save states, isn't it? Like you just keep track of the save states as you're playing, and you go back to a previous one.
Maybe they're talking about like, oh, it requires our faster access.
Dude,
speed. I mean, it's N64. It was made for a really old cart, so I don't know.
Emulated N64 games literally in like 2002. There's no way that a Switch 2 is weaker than like maybe 2004 or 5. Either way, there's no way it's weaker than like a PC, not a good PC, a crappy PC back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't know. It's Nintendo. You know what it really feels like? It feels like they've looked at what Xbox and PlayStation and Steam have done over the last few years with their next console and things like that. They look at that and then they're like, okay, this is cool and all. This is what people expect. But how do we make as much money as we possibly can?
Yeah, because they know they're not going to outsell the last gen. And people could talk, well, yeah, but they did almost 100. They're going to be like one of the top selling consoles ever. It's like, but they also, as we've repeatedly said, had to sandwich. They had to lose their portable and console distinction. Like they had 250 million units in one gen before because they had the handheld and they had the console and they had all those sales and they had different software on each. So you had to buy games for each. Like it's been a very successful console generation and but not to get bigger than that. The only thing they can really do is just up the price. And they have done it nonstop, and people just seem okay with it. But I think we in the hardcore seem okay with it, and they know the casuals are just going to stick with the old one. That's why you're going to keep seeing Switch games for a very long time.
Yep, exactly. They are slowly making their way to the year 2013 by having auto uploads for captures to the Switch app for 30 days.
You get a cap of 100 uploads, and then they'll auto delete after 30. So it's very nice to finally have the auto uploads, but they're not like a big data storing company like Microsoft, so you don't get them forever.
Even Microsoft stopped the forever part recently, right?
Well, unless you go to OneDrive, then you're fine.
Yes. That's NSO, right? Also, if you need, okay. All right, moving on, and I might just bump both of the Witcher news together.
Yeah, go ahead.
So first things first, The Witcher 3 has sold 60 million copies. Holy crap! I did not read that number properly before. What the hell? Like sold 60 million copies?
Yep. Yes. I mean, it's been on sale for a while now. It came out in 2015, and it's been like cheap since like 2018, but it's still impressive.
And it's just Witcher 3. Wow. Okay,
just The Witcher 3. Yeah, I remember one of the guys wrote, The Witcher series has sold 60 million, and the image they put up is The Witcher 3 has sold 60 million. I was like, nah, man, it's just 3.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, admittingly, I'm pretty sure I bought the game twice and I haven't even played it, or more than like an hour. But 60 million is a ridiculous number.
Yeah, one of my top games, way better than it was at launch when they went back and fixed all of the core issues with its movement, especially. The initial movement in The Witcher 3 was really bad. It'd be funny to go if someone had that version on GOG or something and went back and tried to play it. But the version on Xbox now is in real good shape. Xbox and PlayStation, obviously, it's already on PC. They did a next-gen upgrade for free. You also get the excellent DLC, Hearts of Stone Good, and Blood and Wine, the best DLC I ever played until Cyberpunk's.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really high praise. Holy crap.
Yeah. No, Witcher 3 is awesome. Fantastic.
I need to play the second game first, though, because it's like a direct story continuation. And I've gotten like 5 hours of the second, and I stopped. I'll get to it one day, sometime.
Yeah, I had played the second one a long time before.
Yeah.
But I forgot most of it, and then I didn't have a save to pull over because I wasn't on PC or anything, so I just let you make the choices.
Yeah, okay. Witcher 3 sold incredible, and Phantom Liberty. Wait, just Phantom Liberty?
Yep.
Wow. Has sold 10 million copies. Man, their games really flip and sell, huh?
That's a very good attach rate.
DLC. Yeah, that's DLC. Incredible attach rate.
Yeah. Part of it was also they announced they've started pre-production on Cyberpunk 2.
Yes. We knew it was coming. I think they've brushed about it before. I doubt we'll see it for another like 6 years.
Yeah, because they
5,
have
6 years.
9 things in production in various ways right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, across various different things, not all just,
Yeah.
But,
I'm assuming one is like the Witcher 1 remake, assuming that's
yeah, which is in Unreal, because they definitely seem to be.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think that's this Boston developer they bought, Boston, Massachusetts one. But yeah, I also freaking, as I said before, Phantom Liberty usurped Blood and
Best
Wine
DLC?
as
Wow.
my favorite DLC ever made. It was just so goddamn good. And it beautiful, like perfectly integrated into the main game in a way that a lot of DLCs really struggle with. It didn't feel different.
I was really curious about that. Like, but doesn't it have its own ending to the game though? So
it can. So there's like a couple. There's one thing that will end the game, and then there's a couple other things that sort of you still complete and can go back and do the rest of the main game.
Okay. But if you end the game, that's it. Your save's done. That game's over. Or not
yeah, you can always come back to right before that mission starts.
And then, yeah. Okay.
The same way the base game does it, where it's like you can go to the final mission now, or you can just keep going around the city and doing other stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll get to that eventually. Still on The Witcher. The Witcher in concert in the U.S. tour begins later this year, September, which I believe is the first time they've been to the States with this concert. This is so last year I went to a general gaming orchestra concert. It's called Game On. They had stuff from like WoW, from Guild Wars. Ori showed up there. They had a friggin' sea shanty from Black Flags, and it was incredible. It was genuinely really cool. Yeah, the tickets were expensive, like $100. No, like $60. Either way, it was expensive, but it was really memorable. Really enjoyed it. For anyone listening who's interested in The Witcher and is near a city where it's happening, highly recommend checking it out. It's something you don't get to do before anytime else, and it's really cool. 100%.
Phenomenal
Jesse,
music in that game.
If there's one near you, you should ask for a ticket.
You know,
like,
damn it, I have that soundtrack. I should have been playing that. I should have been more on the ball. Give me a second. Just to give people a taste of what they could go and hear. And hopefully it doesn't get us pinged. But The Witcher 3, what is it, Silver and Steel? There's a couple of tracks in there that are absolute bangers, especially the one when you're going to go kill the Griffin early on.
Interesting.
Hunt or be hunted?
Yeah. No, for sure. This will be worth going to.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a fan of the Witcher music, I'm sure it's just really cool going to something like this. We listen to an orchestra play. I wish they played stuff I was more interested in more often. You know, like I'm not interested in classical music, not really.
Yeah. This soundtrack's amazing. We're going to see Stardew Valley in concert here in Florida in November. Yeah, so excited about that.
Oh, that's sick! I actually totally forgot about that. Someone told me about that. Man, and I played that game so much.
Mm-hmm.
I want to check and see if they're near any time.
Don't DMCA us,
okay.
Please.
Yes. Okay. All right. Moving on to our last few news things. Mindseye is no longer a part of Everywhere. I'm gonna leave it to you, Jesse, to explain what that means and why it's so important.
Well, people have been wondering what the heck happened whenever they talked about this Mindseye game. It was Lensley Benzie's new studio, Build a Rocket Boy. Don't go look at their Glassdoor reviews if you want to have a fun day, because boy, they're pretty rough. But Mindseye was supposedly part of the Everywhere, which is like this big open world free to play thing. And then you bought Mindseye, and it was an experience within that game. And now instead, a couple weeks before launch, no more Everywhere, just Mindseye itself. It's weird, especially so late into it to finally say what's going on with it. And all the creation tools of Everywhere that they use to create Mindseye will be open to people through Mindseye now instead of being an Everywhere thing. So it just feels like, I guess, Everywhere is nowhere. It's gone. It's just weird. But yeah, this is a very like 360 PS3 in super high res looking experience. I don't know. We'll see how it ends up feeling and being. John talked about it on the podcast. He's like, it's either going to be surprisingly amazing or just hilariously terrible.
Mindseye, right? I mean, I guess we'll see. It's still published by IO Interactive, right?
Yeah, like, and the whole roadmap they gave makes it feel more like it's an early access launch than an actual um, game thing. And the building is PC only, so I don't know. It's gonna be a weird one. I hope they're all
Yeah.
right. You never know.
Yeah. Let's see what they're.
Could be
But
cool, but man, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
hasn't been impressive to look at, but obviously we haven't played it yet, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, exactly. I mean, for all we know, it might be the next big thing, or decently big enough for Leslie.
Well, they're really leaning into the GTA comparisons from people because he was obviously a part of Rockstar, and they've shown open world stuff, even though the Mindseye game itself seems more mission based. I don't know.
We'll see. Okay, moving on. Apple, for its first time ever, acquired a video game developer, though they claim the change is not indicative of a change in direction. And to be fair, I kind of believe them. The developer is called RAC7 or RAC7, has 2 people in it. They made the game Sneaky Sasquatch in 2019. Like, maybe this means more. Maybe it means they're investing more into the industry, and maybe it means they aren't.
Yeah, it came right around the time that also the rumors of them building a new gaming hub for iOS came out. Yeah. So, like this own thing where all the games are in this hub, and that's how you launch everything instead of them all being their individual, trying to have their own actual Apple cares about gaming moment for 2025 that, dies on a vine in a year or two.
Part of it, I feel, might be them just trying to limit any kind of legislation against them. You know what I mean? Like, if they made their plans clear of, like, we want to really invest in the gaming sphere, we want to, take a bite out of it, blah, 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 they're already facing, like, 3-4 lawsuits from Epic and various things.
A big thing about that is that, like, Epic has said Nintendo, PlayStation, and Microsoft all offer us something for their cut. Like, they give us really good services for their cut, where Apple doesn't really do anything. They just literally take 30%. Nothing. Yeah. It's like if you're on the telephone and you order a pizza and the phone company gets 30%, it's like they're not really giving you anything outside of that. So if they actually started to give to developers in the same way that the others do, then maybe their cut would make more sense.
I mean, that's where the, talks of it, them being a monopoly and abusing their power of, yes, and you have to be honest. Everyone's honest. You have no choice. So we'll take what we want, and you'll be happy with it.
It's kind of like Steam and their 30% cut.
Like Steam.
Once you make $1 million.
Oh,
yeah.
But let's see. Maybe Apple invests more into the, maybe. I mean, they've
talked about it for decades. It's like the year of Linux. Exactly. It's like the thing you constantly hear people say is coming, and it doesn't at all.
Yeah.
Apple is still such a tiny part of the computer market that I don't think they'll care about it. Like they'll care about the mobile side, obviously, because it makes them a fair amount of money. Especially as hardware sales probably slow down because everyone has a good enough phone for the most part, and the I need to upgrade because this new phone is really different and better in a lot of ways thing has just been dead for a while.
And like, did their Apple Arcade push work? In terms of like the bunch of games they made, I don't think so.
No,
right? Like
the stories coming out were that like Apple Arcade didn't really do much.
Yeah, I mean, people don't like playing full games on. I know it sounds weird, but people don't like playing full AAA games on the phone.
It has to be something you can jump into for a few minutes. Yeah, I can jump in a few minutes and I can jump back in later, and I don't lose anything. It can't be I'm in the middle of this level.
It can't be a 5-minute load screen.
Yep.
Like.
And your phone can't get super hot in your hand because it's pushing your hardware to the limit.
Exactly. Okay, moving on. Xbox related in a way, Atomic Heart hits 10 million players. Big congratulations to these studios.
Mundfish.
Yeah. I never ended up finishing the game, though I do got to go back and do so. But it's fun. It's generally a really, really well-made game. A lot of fun.
It's a fantastic campaign with one good DLC and a bunch of bad DLC.
Oh, yeah.
So feel free to just, if you ever can get it cheap or anything, it's not on Game Pass anymore. It was at launch. It's just a really fun, well-made, funny, pretty well-balanced game that's gotten a lot of patches to be even
pretty
better.
Unique in terms of enemy design and the visuals, and it does look fantastic. Highly recommend, if you are playing this game, do not play it in English.
No.
Do not play this in English. Just do yourself a favor. Like, And yeah, this is I think one of the first like games that we thought was next gen that was just completely fake and would never release. And then it finally did, and it was pretty decent.
Especially because it's still only Unreal Engine 4, but it looked really good.
Yeah.
God, I've seen all our old stuff on these reviews.
Yeah.
I remember making all these on the weaker computer and everything. But yeah, Atomic Heart's really good. It's generally on sale decently cheap.
Yeah.
But everyone has a bajillion games to play, so it's pretty tough saying, hey, go back and play. The English is, if you're willing to laugh at the English Black Ronin, it's not bad. But like the actual native audio was good, like really well done. So it added to me enough to bother reading all of it.
Like if you don't want to take it even remotely serious, the English is fine.
Crispy critters.
You know what? Actually, I disagree, Trav. There, I think Attack on Titan is one of like 5 anime that actually has a really solid English.
It's
dub.
mostly really solid, except for Aaron and the Titan Screams. Aaron's terrible, and the Titan Screams are horrendously bad, especially his.
And Aaron is incredible in the sub, so 100% you should watch sub for sure. I'd say like that. Like
it's got Matt Mercer as Levi. He's very good.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Huh. Honestly, I only know him from Critical Role, really.
Critical
But anyways,
Role.
Critical Role.
He was McCree, aka Cole Cassidy in Overwatch.
Yes. Okay, all right. Moving on to our last story of the day, even though there is still a bunch we just did not talk about because so much crap. GameStop, bought 500 million in Bitcoin, and their shares instantly dropped like 5%. I don't know, Jesse. What do you make of this? Like,
GameStop's a really dumb, horribly run company, allegedly, supposedly. Their CEO, much like Best Buy's, or not Best Buy, Target's, it seems pretty stupid. Seems dumb, constantly making really weird, crazy decisions. Crypto has taken off in America, not because it's worth anything or helps, but because it's really good for corruption and making money.
Yeah.
Like
and the current administration.
Yeah, the current administration's made billions. So, they've made. I think the Trump family's gained like $3 billion in wealth. They're finally actually rich, thanks to their meme coins. And GameStop has just been in this constant spiral of not being able to figure out what people actually want, and Funko Pops weren't it. So now they've moved into $500 million worth of Bitcoin.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like it's. I don't know, man. Whatever. I don't even want to talk about Bitcoin. I'll be honest. Like I just really just do not want to talk about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin or any of that crap. I spent like 2 years of my life almost obsessing over this. So like before COVID, like I'm okay. It's ugh.
Yeah. I know one guy who has 7 Bitcoin on a hard drive he lost.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that
he's
would
very
be
sad
at
about
me
it.
for like my whole life.
Yeah, because they've been up to like $100,000 each. So
yeah.
So he would have had a lot of money.
Someone on Reddit tipped me
20 Bitcoin on a hard drive he lost. Yeah, because he started it right away when it was like super fast to get them with the computations.
In the 2010, someone on Reddit, like back when everyone was just tipping Bitcoin, tipped me like 0.25 of a Bitcoin. Man, I looked so hard for that thing. Once I realized I could not find it. Sad days. Sad. Or maybe happy days. Screw Bitcoin.
I mean, you could have just and everyone says ride it to the moon because the whole system is defunct and doesn't actually work if you use it as money. That's the last Thursday headlines for a bit because we are going to LA next week. So to let people know, we will have a regular headlines on Tuesday, me and John. Then from there, probably nothing directly on the site outside of maybe some quickly thrown together travel vlogs. Until we do incredibly late podcast on the following Saturday.
Yeah, so that's going to be like 9 p.m. PST or something, right? Like
it might be like 8 or 9 PST, which means 11 or 12 midnight Eastern.
Yeah.
No way to avoid it. Obviously, we're busy the entire goddamn day, and everyone seems to want to take us out to dinner. So it's nice. I'm not going to.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's just like what's it called, imposter syndrome, right? Getting a bit of that, a little bit. Like let's see when we get there.
So we're going to Summer Games Fest. I put the links in the chat earlier. It's still in the description. If you want to help, you guys have already covered like I don't know half of the trip to LA, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. So that is the link, putting it back in chat again, because we'd also like to go to Gamescom and do all this. And it's a big focus more on coverage this time, because the last time was like a get together, almost a vacation, did the whole travel
first time we all
vlog
met each
stuff.
other for the first time, which was like super cool.
But this one, we're seeing like 30-ish games over 3 days. It's kind of crazy. We're doing the podcast super late on Saturday. Should be a normal podcast leading right into waking up and doing a co-stream for the Xbox show. And then immediately leaving that and going and doing a ton of preview events. So, it's going to be a lot. I got my laptop here ready to write. I wrote a bunch of news on it yesterday. It's a ridiculously nice keyboard, so I won't complain. But we've got lots of plans, and it's all thanks to you and our patrons, who are the only reason we get to do any of this. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Be sure to check out the main podcast this Saturday. It will be... Is this going to be the predictions one, or would that be the next one?
No, that would be the one with us at the hotel in a bed, probably.
Okay, all right. Hopefully you got Nick on a leash or something.
Just mute him.
Okay. Hey, there we go. That works too. Keep an eye out for that. And wish us luck in our travels next week, because it's going to be a hectic week, man. I'll tell you that much.
I got to be up at 4 a.m. to get my flight, because it's a 6 a.m. flight. So I got to make sure I'm there by 5.
Mine is too, man. What the hell? Why are these flights so early? And we're both EST, so we're both going to get there at like 8 something in the morning.
And then we'll just probably meet up and hang out and wait until we can actually go and check in.
Literally. That's true. We got to make sure John's not sick when he flies over. Okay, thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you enjoy what we do, please check out our Patreon. Literally, it costs of like a coffee a month. If you want to enjoy, every little bit helps. And if you're not already, check out our Discord. We have regular conversations. It's a good community. Dare I say, one of the best Xbox communities, or even gaming communities. Period. Overall. And everyone have a great afternoon, or evening, or morning.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
How did it start? Well, I don't know. I just feel the craving. I see the flesh and it smells fresh, and it's just there for the taking. These little girls, they make me feel so goddamn exhilarated. I fill them up, I can't give it up. The pain that I'm just erasing. I tell my lies and I despise every second I'm with you. So I run away and you still stay. So what the f is with you? Your feelings, I can't help but break them. I'm sorry, I don't feel the same. My heart inside is constantly hating. I'm sorry, I just throw you away. I don't know why I'm so cold, I don't know why it hurts me. All I wanna do is get with you and make the pain go away. Why do I have a conscience? All it does is with me. Why do I have this torment? All I wanna do is get away. I tell my lies and I despise every second I'm with you. So I run away and you still stay. So what the f is with you? Your feelings, I can't help but break them. And I'm sorry, I don't feel the same. My heart inside is constantly hating. I'm sorry, I just throw you away. I tell my lies and I despise every second I'm with you. And I run away and you still stay. So what the f is with